Hey guys, Dimension Jumper, and today I'll be reviewing the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask and the Link to the Past manga. And this manga was made by Akira Himekawa. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I could be wrong. And this is the same guy who's made a lot of the other Legend of Zelda mangas, so the Ocarina of Time, the Wind Waker, the Minish Cap, those mangas. And again, this manga is an adaptation of both Majora's Mask and A Link to the Past, which kind of loosely follow the games, both of those games' plots. So for Majora's Mask, it's all about Link having to save Termina within 3 days before the moon crashes down onto the surface of the world, and with A Link to the Past, it's all about Link defeating Aghanim and saving Zelda in the Dark World. And I would say this follows both games really well, and I do like with a lot of the other mangas that are based on the Zelda series, like the Minish Cap and stuff like that. The first few pages of the manga are coloured in, which I think is quite cool. So you've got like Link and Zelda, Link with the different masks from Majora's Mask, that kind of thing. And what I do like, when it comes to Majora's Mask specifically, is that it gives a bit of an origin before the events of the game, with the Happy Mask salesman when Majora's Mask got stolen by the Skull Kid, and that's quite interesting. You don't really normally see events like that happen, because there also a sort of backstory to that in the game itself, when you saw in a flashback that the Happy Mask salesman has said that the Skull Kid has stolen the Majora's Mask from him, and there's also this, I think, stop-motion short film based on that, which will be like on screen now. I don't remember who made that opening, but that's with that particular short film, that goes a lot darker in terms of how the Skull Kid got the mask. And I'm not going to, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it, because I want you to see, if you're interested in seeing it, I want you to see it for yourself, just to see how that particular flashback was brought to life and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll probably leave a link to it in the description below. But yeah, and I do like how, like in Majora's Mask, like in the manga specifically, there's also some flashbacks to some of the other characters you meet in the game. For example, the Goron that you meet in the game, he gets a bit of his own backstory, because in the game, even though you see his gravestone, because I believe in the game he went to the Snowhead Temple, but then wasn't able to, and then I think that's how you meet him. In the manga, however, you come across him just frozen over. If I can find it, if I can find the specific page, here it is. It's on this page, and that's really interesting because you don't normally see the backstories to characters like this. You kind of do see it in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, when it comes to certain characters, but not to like smaller characters like characters from Majora's Mask. That's really interesting, and yeah, that helps make the world in terms of Majora's Mask that more believable, and makes the story more dark in the sense that these tragic things have happened. And then when it comes to A Link to the Past, it makes some similar changes, but also a difference that the manga has that the game doesn't, and it brings in a new character, and I believe I don't remember her name, but her name is in the illustrations part of the manga towards the end. Her name is Guhanti. I have no idea how to pronounce the name, but she is basically a sort of companion of sorts, I would say, to Link, because she does appear beside Link throughout the story. And again, that's interesting because you don't because in A Link to the Past, Link is mainly on his own, and you do have some other characters helping him here and there, but overall, he's mainly on his own. And with Kahanti, again, I don't know if I'm saying that right, she's kind of with Link throughout a majority of the story, and that's and that I think that helps give Link someone to sort of bounce off from. And the manga overall is very well illustrated. There's one page that I do quite like, and I think it's discussing about the Triforce somewhere. Here it is, and it's basically talking about the Triforce, which is in the Sacred Realm, which is on this page right here, and that's wonderfully illustrated. It's really well done, and I do like how I think that's the thing with the Zelda mangas. A lot of the time they will have a quite interesting illustrations and stuff like that, but then you'll have panels like the one with the Triforce I just showed you that are really well done, and and I also do like this page with Link. I think it's Gandalf or Ganon, where he's just where they're both just fighting. That's really interesting, and it's just one page, and there have been other pages in like previous Zelda mangas that I've reviewed for this channel that have a lot of cool, interesting things and a lot of interesting pages in it on illustrations that they have, and it's so interesting and so fun just to see stories, but with having different elements to it. And again, if I go back to Majora's Mask, kind of like with because like when it comes to some of the bosses, they kind of bump into Link in a sort of sense, because as soon as Link gets the Goron mask, he then goes and just finds Got or Goat, depending on who you ask, and because like this, they don't really, they kind of do the dungeons, but not really, because they kind of just, because in the manga it's just Link finds a specific mask from the different races in the world, finds the boss, defeats it, that's it. Unlike in the game where you have to go through a particular dungeon just to fight the boss. So I do like how the manga takes the story of the game, but kind of condenses it down into manga form, and that's really fascinating and really cool. And I think this is a really interesting read to have and read. And I think again, like with the other mangas, it's quite interesting. I do like how it fits the whole story of 2 games into this edition, which is like the Legendary Edition, which is the mangas I reviewed a bunch of times when it comes to the other ones that I've done on this channel. But I do really like how the mangas, all the stories are condensed and just really fun to read. So that's been my review for the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask and A Link to the Past manga review. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.